Get ready for the action because Victor Wembanyama just learned a massive lesson about the NBA MVP race. The message sent by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander winning the award over the Spurs superstar was loud and clear, suggesting that overwhelming two-way dominance still takes a backseat to flashy offensive numbers in the eyes of too many voters. We break down exactly what this means for the league's biggest prize and why this shift in perception is shaking up the entire conversation. The Thunder are in the best position to guard him, and this series is being called a litmus test for the Thunder's championship aspirations. Finally, we settle the score in the MVP battle as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander tops Victor Wembanyama in the race, signaling the beginning of a massive rivalry. Gilgeous-Alexander is once again recognized as the NBA's most valuable player, and while he wins the battle, Victor Wembanyama thrust himself into the fray with an epic season. This is just the first chapter in an epic basketball novel, and you do not want to miss the fallout. Victor Wembanyama is facing a significant challenge regarding the NBA MVP race after recent award decisions suggest that overwhelming two-way dominance is not being adequately rewarded by voters. The recent award to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over the Spurs superstar highlighted a prevailing sentiment that flashy offensive statistics are currently outweighing dominant defensive play in the eyes of many voters. Critics argue that Wembanyama's performance, averaging 25 points, 12 rebounds, and over 3 blocks per game while anchoring an elite defense, should warrant recognition. Historical context shows that only 4 players have achieved this statistical trifecta since the introduction of the block stat in 1972, and even among those elite performers, defensive dominance has not consistently translated into MVP honors. Several voters have indicated that team record played a deciding role in their votes, with San Antonio finishing second by only 2 games. This suggests a shift in evaluation criteria away from purely individual statistical output. Analysts point out that defensive dominance, which Wembanyama exemplifies by erasing opponent actions and forcing plays outside comfort zones, is not generating enough buzz in the modern MVP discourse. The focus appears skewed towards scoring titles and offensive explosions rather than defensive mastery. The major concern for the league is that Wembanyama is perceptive enough to recognize this evaluation. If the current formula is the standard, he is likely to adjust his game to focus more heavily on scoring and offensive output to secure the award. This outcome is viewed as detrimental to other players who rely on defensive impact. As San Antonio advances in the Western Conference Finals, Wembanyama has yet to fully maximize his offensive potential. The central dilemma for the league is whether it prioritizes historic offensive numbers alongside defensive dominance, a formula that Wembanyama may choose to exploit to achieve his goals. The NBA regular season awards have been finalized, marking the conclusion of a highly competitive season for top talent. Victor Wembanyama was crowned the Defensive Player of the Year, largely due to his overwhelming defensive performance. The 22-year-old Spurs center dominated the paint, averaging 25 points, 11.5 rebounds, and swatted 3.1 shots per contest. San Antonio also saw a significant contribution from bench player Keldon Johnson, who earned 6th Man of the Year honors. In other areas, The rookie sensation Cooper Flag captured the Rookie of the Year award, while Gilgeous-Alexander Walker of the Atlanta Hawks was recognized with the Most Improved Player trophy. The conversation surrounding the Most Valuable Player race centered on two global superstars, Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander delivered an exceptional campaign, posting 31.1 points and 6.6 assists per game, becoming the first guard in NBA history to average over 30 points, while maintaining a 55.3% field goal percentage. Media voting has settled the debate, with Shams Charania of ESPN confirming Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as the official 2026 NBA Most Valuable Player. This marks his 14th career back-to-back MVP award. Gilgeous-Alexander also secured the Clutch Player of the Year trophy and is set to advance to the Western Conference Finals. The season saw other notable performances, including Denver center Nikola Jokic and the overall success of the NBA MVP race. While Dwight Howard expressed support for Wembanyama's win, Gilgeous-Alexander maintained a humble demeanor, stating, "I just work hard, keep my head down and be true to who I am." The focus now shifts to the postseason, with questions emerging about potential trade implications and coaching strategies for the Spurs. The Oklahoma City Thunder are gearing up for a pivotal playoff series against the San Antonio Spurs, with the primary focus being the daunting task of containing Victor Wembanyama. This matchup represents a crucial litmus test for the Thunder's championship aspirations. NBA analyst Damian Peters believes the Thunder are in the best position in the league to guard Wembanyama, stating, "If they can't slow him down in a series, we know for sure no one else has any hope." The Thunder possess the necessary defensive tools for this challenge. Chet Holmgren provides the length and agility required to contest shots without drawing fouls, complemented by a roster featuring switchable defenders capable of rapid rotation and crucial help defense throughout a demanding playoff run. Containing Wembanyama extends beyond a single series win. It validates the Thunder's reputation as a versatile, dominant defensive unit. Wembanyama presents multifaceted challenges, utilizing his three-point shooting to stretch the floor and dominate both the paint and the defensive end, rendering traditional schemes insufficient. Success in this series will confirm the Thunder's defensive identity, while struggles could expose significant vulnerabilities for other contenders. This playoff clash is a high-stakes moment for the entire NBA, as the outcome will significantly influence how other teams approach championship contention. The basketball community is keenly watching to see if a viable strategy can be developed to halt the generational talent of Victor Wembanyama. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has clinched the NBA's Most Valuable Player award for the 2025-26 season, securing his second consecutive MVP honor. The Oklahoma City Thunder star, 28, has joined an elite group of all-time greats, becoming the 14th player to win the award in back-to-back seasons. The voting results also highlighted Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs, who finished third behind Nikola Jokic. The timing of the announcement is significant, as it coincides with a Western Conference Finals matchup between the Thunder and the Spurs, a clash anticipated due to both teams' strong regular season performances. The rivalry between the Thunder and Spurs is poised to become one of the NBA's defining matchups. Both organizations possess deep rosters, youthful star power, and strong infrastructure, suggesting a protracted battle for NBA Finals contention over the next 5 to 10 years. This contest is framed as a potential epic rivalry, centered on Gilgeous-Alexander, described as a smooth, relentless guard combining supreme skill with athleticism, and Wembanyama, a unique physical prospect whose discipline and talent suggest he is on a trajectory to become an all-time great. Gilgeous-Alexander's MVP win solidifies his status, adding him to the ranks of Canadian basketball legends, including Steve Nash, as the only Canadian to win multiple MVPs. His 2025-26 season was statistically dominant, featuring 31.1 points, 6.6 assists, and exceptional efficiency, and he broke Wilt Chamberlain's record for consecutive regular season games with 20 or more points. However, Wembanyama mounted a strong challenge, arguing for the MVP award based on his unprecedented defensive impact and offensive skill, averaging 25 points, 11.1 rebounds, and 3.1 assists while leading the league in blocked shots. Wembanyama's physical presence and defensive prowess were key factors in the Spurs finishing second in the regular season behind the Thunder. The MVP award is seen as a precursor to the main event, the clash between the Thunder and Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. Wembanyama's case was compelling, and the competition between the two stars sets the stage for a prolonged, high-stakes narrative where the Spurs will need to overcome the Thunder to reach their goals.